Good evening, morning, afternoon, whatever it may be for you. I am EctoMaster, and it is time once again to resume the Overwatch Lookout. The Overwatch Lookout is a weekly series where we take a look at all news concerning the video game Overwatch, the heroes that are in it, and the villains that they face. I apologize for the missing of last week. Unfortunately, I wasn't feeling too well, and I couldn't really look at the screen to record anything. Also, I don't have very many new stuff, obviously, as we're using a little bit of the old to get some of the information out there, so I apologize on that. But there's good news on the horizon, as the release for Overwatch is this Tuesday. That is right, this Tuesday, but we're going to get into that a little bit more. Let's get into some of the news concerning Overwatch. Let's go all the way back to May 12th, so just last week. Again, I have to go back because I missed it. Anyways, Overwatch Beta had 9.7 million players. There was 4.9 billion minutes played and 37 million matches. It was the biggest open beta ever with the 9.7 million global players. Now, I don't know if that's just for Blizzard or overall. That's still rather good, and that was across all platforms. So it's good to hear news like that coming out of the camp for Blizzard, because this bodes very, very well. Over the weekend, we also received a new cinematic, I guess you could say. I was trying to think of another word. An animated short featuring Hanzo and Genji, known as Dragons. I do recommend checking it out. It was rather good. There's also a Symmetra, a Better World Overwatch digital comic release. This is the 4th release after McCree, Reinhardt, and Junkrat and Roadhog. Go ahead and go check that out as well. It's on the official Overwatch comic website. They did also address cheating in Overwatch. So basically, just a quote from Lilyria. I'm sorry if I'm saying it wrong. So to quote, "We've always taken cheating in Blizzard games very seriously, and that stance is no different for Overwatch. Play nice, play fair is one of our core values as a company, and it's something we've taken to heart, not only when designing the game, but also as we've developed our plans to support it and our players after launch." What does this mean for Overwatch? If a player is found to be cheating, or using hacks, bots, or third-party software that provides any sort of unfair advantage, that player will be permanently banned from the game. Full stop. Not only does cheating undermine the spirit of fair play that all of our products are based on, but it works to diminish the fun and enjoyment of others. While we are unlikely to publicly acknowledge when accounts are closed as a result of cheating or using unauthorized programs, we have and will continue to monitor Overwatch for exploitative behavior, as well as take action as needed to preserve the integrity of the game. These assertions aren't new or groundbreaking for Blizzard, but they're important and serve as a reminder of our commitment to delivering epic gameplay experiences. And then they just go into how you can report cheating in Overwatch, and it's basically you just use the hacks@blizzard.com. And then there are some things to keep in mind when reporting potential cheating. And I quote, "Our in-game camera system does not always play back footage at the same fidelity as real-time gameplay. This loss in fidelity applies to the kill cam, plays of the game, highlights, and to a lesser extent, the spectator camera as well. This can sometimes result in a player's aim appearing more snappy or less fluid in playback than it did in game. With the above, there may be bugs with the in-game camera system that affect playback footage. In the closed beta, we actually had a bug that caused the kill cam and spectator camera angle to suddenly snap whenever Zarya cast particle barrier or projected barrier. While we're unaware of any issues with the camera system at present, undiscovered bugs are always a possibility to consider. Lastly, some players are just really good at first-person shooters. Through practice and years of experience, these players' movements and reaction times can occasionally appear unnatural, if not physically impossible, to those who may not have been exposed to that particular level of play before. And I want to definitely stress that. Just because a player may be very, very good at the game doesn't mean they're cheating. There's cheats, and having played World of Warcraft, I've seen them. There was a exploit that was being used back in Wrath in Winter Grasp that if you bugged out and landed underneath the ground, you could actually mine nodes above ground without interacting with anybody. And I saw way too many times to count where I go, oh, there's a node, and then suddenly, as I start to use it, I can't use it, it's already tapped, and then it's gone. I wasn't phased, somebody was just using an exploit. Now, coming over the next few weeks, there is comicbook.com got an exclusive look at a couple of pages of the upcoming Fada comic titled A Mission Statement, and Torbjorn on Comic Vine on GameSpot got a peek at Destroyer. So we have 2 more comics on the way, and I screwed up at least one of those names. Now let's get into the meat and the potatoes, as I like to put it. So the launch is next week. The official release date is May 24th, but that is May 24th BST. I think it's British Standard Time. I could be wrong. What does this mean? Well, Blizzard, instead of doing a regional releases like they have done with the expansions for Warcraft and World of Warcraft before, they're actually doing, much like they did with the beta release, a global release at the exact same time. So what does this mean? So, at 12 a.m. BST, all versions of Overwatch will be released. Again, what does this mean? Well, it'll be 9 a.m. in Sydney, 7 a.m. in Singapore, 7 a.m. in Taipei, 8 a.m. in Seoul, 2 a.m. in Moscow, Paris will have it at 1 a.m., London will have it at midnight, Sao Paulo will have it at 8 p.m., New York and the East Coast will have it at 7 p.m. EDT, and Los Angeles will release at 4 p.m. Now what does that mean? 4 p.m. what? 4 p.m., 7 p.m. on Monday. So on May 23rd, the release for Overwatch actually happens. It doesn't happen on the 24th. It's not going to be at midnight for me. It's going to be at 7 p.m. And then if you go to overpwn.com, you have some installation and play instructions on what to do, as well as support systems and things like that. So it is ahead of schedule, just a little bit, about 5 hours ahead of schedule. For the East Coast, for the West Coast, it's 8 hours ahead. I can't wait. I'm excited. This is fantastic. So it's being released on May 23rd/24th. Get your guns ready, guys. It's on its way. And that's all I really have for this week. We'll have more as the week goes on. Of course, we only have until Tuesday. Well, we have until Monday. I am EctoMaster. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe, like, and favorite, and share it with the world as well. We'll be back next week with another edition of the Overwatch Lookout, as long as I'm healthy enough to do so. Until then, keep your eyes to the skies, and I'll see you guys next time.